Sure what's going on. But hi, welcome to day two. Good morning, everybody. I think I'm trying to see. Yeah, there are some people who weren't here yesterday, so I'm going to introduce myself again and talk a little bit about the topic. Um, so my name is Osa Omokaro. I am a senior user experience researcher at Google. I'm also the founder of
Okay,
blackchictech.
I want to meet you. Because of this session I'm having. Oh, hello, hello.
Hi, okay,
Can you
we
hear me?
stopped hearing you. I can hear you now, but we stopped hearing you for a bit.
Hello,
We can hear you, okay.
hello.
No one else can hear me, so I'll continue with the intro. I am a user experience researcher at Google. I'm also the founder of blackchictech. Blackchictech is a platform that uses fashion and lifestyle as a vehicle to increase engagement and representation of Black women in tech. You can find me on Instagram at blackchictech. Yesterday's session was really great. We talked about how to use, I'm going to go back to the very first screen uh, to introduce it, because I know there are some of you who weren't here yesterday. So yesterday we talked about how to, understand a problem space and how to develop solutions for that problem space and then validate those solutions. If you're just joining, please could you mute your mic? Actually, I can mute it from here, that's fine. Yeah, so how to understand a problem space, develop solutions for that problem space and validate those solutions. And the way we do that is through design thinking, right? So we talked about some design thinking concepts yesterday, and ultimately we went through like a design sprint process, which is a 2 to 5 day process that help companies come up with design problems. So first we started by understanding the problem space as a group. So we talked about, our topic was how to um, increase the well-being of older persons using technology. That was our topic. So we started off by trying to understand the problem space. So we shared stories about the older people in our lives, what their current challenges are. And then after we understood that, we started to define that by framing the problem more as an opportunity instead of a problem. So we did some activities called How Might We's. We grouped things into themes, and then we voted on what the best themes were. Eventually, we broke out into 2 separate teams, and I'll show you what our topics were, if that helps. So eventually, this is what we came up with. After going through the process, we had two teams. One team had, how do we educate older people on the use of tech devices? And then the second team had, how do we design a solution that helps older people find their way around? So after going through the entire process, these are the 2 opportunities that we saw as a team. So on today is day 2. We're going to continue from where we left off. So each team had to go away and really just narrow down their scope. They needed to narrow down what their deliverable was going to be, who their audience was, what opportunity they were solving for. And so today we're back now, and if the team members are here, I would like for us to start off by discussing what they decided yesterday. So I'm going to take a look at the audience now and see if those team members are here. And if you are, please come on stage. I see Jessica is here. Jessica is here. I'm trying to see. I don't see any of the other teammates that were here yesterday. So what we can do is just start from scratch with the people that are here. How does that sound?
It's cool.
Cool. Is Okwe here? I wonder if Okwe is able to reach out to them, because it would actually be more difficult to start from scratch without the same people I had yesterday.
Hello, sir. So I'm trying
Okwe,
to reach some of them, but not most of them are not online at the moment. So hopefully they'll join us as we start. So I don't know if we help those people that are around now, apart from Jessica, to understand the two points we came to, then probably they can now work again on coming, and we can take it from there.
yeah, we can try to do that. Okay, so I would just need to do a lot of context setting. But before we do that, since we have new people in the room, how about we do a round of introductions so we can get to know ourselves? I see Jessica, Prosper, Stephen. Who wants to go first introducing?
Okay, hi guys.
Hi.
My name is Jessica Umuche, and I'm a lead digital marketer with a mobile accessory company here in Lagos. And aside from that, I love everything tech. I have on the side a small business of has to do with like animation and blogging, current gist and gossip, merging animation with the gossip industry. So it's called AFRICANXT. So if you guys can check it out, it's nothing huge yet, but small. So basically, I also do product designing and web designing as well. So one of the reasons why I joined this section, I don't know why I missed it yesterday, but I'm here today and I'm ready to, get started.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for joining. And Apropos Tunes, you said it sounds really interesting. Is that on Instagram?
Yes, it's on Instagram at Jesse Apropos Tunes.
Right. Okay. Well, good luck with that. And thanks for joining us today. I'm glad to have you on stage. Next, we have Prosper. I see you.
Hey everyone, my name is Nastrom Prosper. I am digital communication strategist, and I work with my own firm, Progress Digital, which is a digital agency here in Lagos. So what we do is we try to bridge the communication gap between businesses and their audience or the target market on the internet. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Prosper. Now we have two people on stage, but I see some other people in the room. So there's Stephen, there's Love Day. That's a nice name. If you would like to join, be part of the session today, please come up on stage as well. I see Oluwatosin. Hi, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, my name is Tosin.
Tosin, okay.
I'm a brand and strategist and computer strategist. And I work with an agency in Lagos. And specifically, where I design sustainability projects for sustainability and CSR projects for the FMCG space. And on the side, I also do web development.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. We have a lot of web developers today. Love Day, hi, how are you?
Hi guys, I'm great. Thank you, Osa. All right, my name is Love Day. It might sound so interesting for so many people. Yeah, but that's my name.
I like it.
I run a tech company, okay, called Good Life Tech, and we design web apps and all that. Just like Osa said, it's interesting to know that we have a lot of our colleagues here. And also, I have a fintech organization called Good Life Global Financial Limited. So what we try to do is to help people manage their money with our automated system, and they get their return as at when due. And yeah, basically that's what I do. And I'm also a trainer with One Hope. It's an international organization in Florida. So good to be here. I met Jessica at the networking room, but I was trying to get her contact. Then we are timed out. Jessica, good to see you here.
Okay, great. I'm glad you guys are making connections. You can chat. You can chat one-on-one. I guess. Yeah. Thanks for being here, Loveday. And then Stephen, and after Stephen, we'll start off the day. Hi,
All right.
Stephen.
Hello, everyone. Yeah. So my name is Stephen. Yeah. So I'm a student actually. First time at this camp meeting, and I'm hoping to learn a lot from everyone. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so as you see on the screen, this is day 2. We covered a lot in day 1. And so on day 2, I will have to provide context along the way. So if you have any questions, if anything is not clear, please just feel free to stop me and let me know, and I'm happy to clarify. So day 2 is intended to be the day that we diverge. So with any design sprint, it's 2 to 5 days. So the first 2 days is understand the problem, define the problem space. Once you've defined that problem space, then day 2 for us now is come up with as many solutions as possible in that problem space, and then eventually decide on the one solution that you want to move on with. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Thankfully, the people that were here on day 1 already, defined the problem space. So we have 2 actual design challenges that we can work with today. Okay, so the first one is, how do we educate older people on the use of tech devices? Okay, and then the second one is, how do we design a solution that helps older people find their way around? Now, if you notice, these are very high level topics, right? So it could go in any direction. So the first activity that I would like for us to do today is to summarize each of these, the first activity is to create a design challenge statement out of each of these statements that we have here, right? So for example, how do we educate older people on the use of technology? So in the top summary, you see the way to design a challenge statement is to, 1, think about the action item. The action item is basically what are you doing? Are you generating something? Are you building an app? Are you deciding on something, right? So you want to let us know by the end of this activity, I want to be able to know what your deliverable is going to be, right? So what is your action item? What is your high level result? What is the opportunity you're solving for? And who is the user that you're solving for? So for example, it says educate older people. That's a very generic, very broad statement. There's so many older people. There are different demographics of older people, right? Do they live in Lagos? Do they live in Abuja? Do they live in Ghana? So those are things we need to really narrow down and scope, right? Opportunity, what opportunity do you want to tackle with this statement? Do you want to create an app? Do you want to create a service for older people? Is it going to be like a health related product? So that's what I would like for us to do in today's activity, okay? So take this big, broad statement and make sure you narrow it down to one simple statement that is clear. It has to be a statement that clearly tells me who the person you're designing for is, what you're trying to design, and any other considerations that we should think about while you make that design, okay? So we can break into teams now. We have 2 topics. So we can do, how many people on stage? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 people on stage. We can do 2 people per topic. So if you want to do topic 1, which is what you're seeing on the screen now, can you let me know? Just unmute and tell me topic 1. Anyone, topic 1? This is topic 1 and this is topic 2.
1.
Okay, so Jessica for topic 1.
Yeah.
Okay, this is topic 2.
Yeah, topic
Topic
1.
2.
Okay, so wait. So Jessica, topic 1. Love Day, did you say topic 1?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then Tosin, you
2.
wanted topic 2. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You wanted topic 2? Okay. Stephen, it looks like you're gonna have to be topic 2 as well. Stephen, are you there?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. So what I'd like for us to do, Opa is gonna help us to go into separate rooms. So group 1, you're gonna go into a separate room and look at your topic. Use these prompts at the right here that I have here in yellow, and then break down that topic, make it extremely narrow, very succinct. And when you come back, I wanna know exactly what product you want to be able to design to solve this topic. Is that clear? Okay, great. Opa, please, can you help me tell them how to get into their own individual rooms?
Okay, hello everyone. So we've all been 2 different topics. I'm going to post the topics again in the chat so that we can have them clearly. So all we need to do is now is the person that you're on the same team with, click on their name in. Okay, I think more people are joining the screen. So would you want to assign them to a team?
I think we had.
Prosper. Is Prosper assigned already?
No, Prosper, what team would you like to join? He's dropped off again. That's okay. Let's just work with the teams we have now. Yeah.
Okay. So all you just need to do is click on the name of the person that you are in the same team with on the group, and then you see invite. You see invite to video call. So once you invite them to video call, then both of you will be able to connect with yourself on another video tab. So I think this session should be for 5 or 10 minutes.
5 minutes. So this should be a 5 minute. Yes.
So after 5 minutes, you're supposed to come back to this session so that you can do a presentation on whatever you agreed on your discussion. So did you all get that?
Connected earlier when I was asked the question.
Okay, so Prosper, what team would you like to join? There is what you're looking at right now is team 2, right? And then this is team 1.
Okay.
The first one.
Okay, so Prosper can join team 1.
Okay, so Prosper, who again is in team 1? Please event team 1. Okay, so Prosper, Jessica, and Love Day, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so just click on. So Prosper can click on Jessica. I think Prosper and Love Day should click on Jessica's name and invite them. So can you try doing that now? Once you receive an invite to the video meeting, just kindly accept, then you'll be able to communicate with each other. So you'll get a link as a message from the person inviting you. Then both the sender and the recipient need to click on the link to go to the meeting. Please remember to come back in 5 minutes to this session.
Jessica, we are waiting for the link.
What am I supposed to do? Click on your names, right?
Yes, and then you see invite to a video meeting.
Okay. Nothing is happening.
Did you see the option of inviting to? When you click on the person's name. No.
You click on the name on the chat, not on the video call.
Oh, not on the screen.
Yes, on the chat. Yeah, on the chat.
Okay, I'm doing that.
And once you have your link, please paste it. Also paste it in the main chat so I can see it, just so I can come into your rooms and guide if you need me to guide on moving forward.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Osa.
Yes.
Oluwatosi and Wu are in group 2.
Prosper, I think. Or was Prosper group? No, Prosper was group
Prosper is in
one.
group 1, yes.
It was, I don't remember.
Okay, but I think they've already gone to join their group.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I join myself?
You click the link. You click the same link.
The same link.
Yes, but please, can you copy the link and post it in this comment section?
I've done that. I've done
Okay.
that.
Okay, thank you.
You get to see it.
I've sent it to.
To come back in 5 minutes time so that we can continue the session.
It's not connecting. I'll try.
Okay, so I think we should. Another person should try. So, Loveday, can you try inviting Jessica?
I've done that.
So, Jessica, did you receive any message from Loveday? Did you get any link
No,
from him?
I didn't.
Okay,
No.
how about this? It's okay. How about you use this room as your...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and use this room as it.
Okay.
I'll mute myself so as not to distract, but if you need help guiding, I can come back in.
Hello, Tosin.
Tosin is supposed to be here.
Okay.
Right.
So, hello, Tosin. I'm going to invite you.
Let me move back. Let me move to the...
okay.
So this is your topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one more challenge now is that Prosper is supposed to be in our team, but he's not here.
That's okay. Just continue until he comes back. Yeah, go ahead without him. When he comes back, he can catch up.
Okay.
Okay. What to see? Will you understand what we're trying to do?
Okay. Not in totality. I know we are supposed to create, educate older people on the use of device. And how are we going to start? I think we can start with the demographics. Let's know the people that we are targeting. What do you think, Tosin? Can we start with the demographics?
Yeah, I know Tosin is going to go off because he didn't really understand what we're saying. So I think it's just Jessica, you and I.
Okay.
The thing is, the second question was something about creating a device that will help the older ones, but that's really going to be a long process because educating them means it will shorten down the time for you to do whatever you want to do. So just like you said, first of all, we need to know how many people we are
targeting.
Yes, the old people, how many of them don't really know how to use the tech devices? Now, if you get that number of people, so we'll be able to...
Technically,
you guys go on.
Let's see. Technically, let's say from age 50, demographic of age 50 to probably 70 of older people who don't know how to navigate, use a device, aside from the fact that they just have to make call and receive call with it. I don't know if you agree with me.
Yeah.
And so what means of what channels of what channel can we use to educate them? What do they listen to? Where did they get their news? What kind of news content? What channel do older people within this age frame go source for news or get information about new things? They're not on social media they're not on social media to say, okay, they'll probably see a message on Instagram or Facebook. So that means we have to look at channels like probably the newspaper, radio, word of mouth. You get.
Yeah.
So it's something like that.
Okay. So that's correct. What we need to do, just like you said, is to find out the platform they're already conversant with, and utilize that platform or leverage that platform. So if you check, the question here from the up, they say action item, then high level results, opportunity user, any other.
Okay.
Okay, now, and our question is, educate the older people to use technology, right?
Okay.
So you have already mentioned the age. This is the age we are looking at from this to this. I wish you are even writing this down so I'll be able to.
Yeah, I am. I
Okay,
am.
okay, good, great.
50 to 70 years.
Okay, which of course some of them within this age bracket actually know because probably they have grandchildren that have already taught them. They are not so unfamiliar with use of tech, but the majority of
Yeah,
them are the suburb that don't even know anything about technology. So how about we start?
exactly.
How about we start with what to call can call it a village conference, a village meeting, or a village town hall meeting. Then we'll bring an expert who will do these devices, the actual devices, and it starts by distributing all the what they call it, the device to them, telling them this
Details.
is how it is used, that is what this one stands for. Now, by the time it's not going to be easy, like I said before, because they are old. So educating them is not really going to be easy. But if we have a technology already, it's easier for us to tell them because they have it at hand. There is something they call early adapter.
Yes.
Um, Let me ask this question. Probably can write it down. How do we now go about the education? Do we do it a formal education? Will we do it? Should we do it one-on-one education? Should it be like a village-wide campaign? These are the areas we need to, the action items we need to put in place first. Then what will the results of each of them? Will village-wide campaign, will it bring more results than one-on-one campaign, one-on-one education? Will the conference, the town hall meeting, will it be more effective? Will it give us high-level results than publicizing, publishing the material or the program on you mentioned some other platforms, Jessica.
Sorry, I'm just joining in.
Yeah, Prosper, you're welcome.
Okay, so I think for older people, one of the first things we need to do is we need to understand that one, we are not going to we're not going to approach them using tools that they are not conversant with, which you've mentioned already. We are going to make use of tools and platforms that they are already using consistently and they are also present with. And so, like you mentioned, we have the village outreaches. But one key thing that I know is usually effective for older people is radio shows because they listen to this a lot. And then we have subtle sponsoring of village meetings or their little traditional gatherings where we can have flyers, we can have presentation, we can have experts, and then we also have to communicate to them in their native language. That is breaking down the whole idea of tech into using the languages that they can understand so that when they come across this platform for our messaging, it feels relatable to them. I don't know if that makes sense.
Exactly. So now we are going to write all these things because if you check what we have there at our above that item, we have action points. Jessica was writing that, but she has gone offline. Let me try to write them down myself so that we'll be able to pinpoint what we are saying. Just a minute. All right. So please, Prosper, can you mention those things you mentioned before? You are muted if you say something.
I mentioned communicating with the older people using platforms or channels that they are competent with, like radios, and TV shows in their native languages. And then just like we have all the TV programs, on African Magic and the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that works. Then we also have to communicate using their native language, the language that they are comfortable with. I think it could be in Yoruba, it could be in Igbo, it could be in Ibibio, it could be in Efik. And then we mentioned sponsoring their traditional events, subtle advertisement using traditional events. So what gives me an idea is if you look at events like I don't know if it's Ofala Festival or the festival that is done in the East Monicha every year. We have so many platforms that partner with the traditional elders to create that bit of awareness for their platform. And then within these events, they also have agents or sales associates that go around the event just while the event is going on, communicate with these people on the value of this product and how to make use of it, and this strategy is what has led to widespread of this widespread use of these things in the rural environment.
Okay, great. All right, so let me add to the things that you've just mentioned. Communication, try to come down to the level they understand. Radio, TV, these guys are always with their radio sets every morning, trying to follow the news. So if we can have something that will speak to them, something that is handy. So TV shows, okay, that would be in their language, the language that they understand. You don't want to teach me something and you're speaking language that is so difficult for me to understand. So the purpose of the teaching is already biased. And now use of traditional events. Okay, I was talking about town hall meetings. Maybe during the town hall meetings, can come around and try to let them understand. Is our time?
Yes. So the time is up. So I think Osa is going to join us now. She's going to continue the session. Hello, Jessica. Just click on share audio and video to join the session.
Hi, how about are they coming back in?
Yes. So Jessica is trying to connect back. Then we're expecting the other people. I think they're already disconnected from their session. I'm trying to get them to come back.
Okay.
So, but I think we can. Hello, so I think we can continue while they join back. So maybe this first group that's here can go ahead with their presentation first.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay. I'm getting feedback from somewhere. Please, can you mute if you're on stage? Okay, great. Okay. Welcome back. I see that there are some new people. Well, there's one new person who joined, so I just want to give context on what's going on. We broke out into groups to create a design challenge statement from this higher level statement that you see on the screen. So that's what's going on. The groups are coming back in right now, and then we'll continue the session. Okay. All right. So team one, your challenge was educate older people on use of tech devices. So can you share what you discussed in your group? And my job will be to ask you questions over and over again. So don't be alarmed if it seems like I'm asking stupid questions or I'm asking the same thing over and over again. I'm just trying to narrow it down to exactly a statement that is very succinct that we can work with in the design sprint, okay? So please feel free to tell me what you discussed.
My internet was really bad, so I dropped off halfway, and my video is even I can't video I can't unmute it, but my mic is good.
That's okay. One of your team members can help you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it covered. So you just have to tell us you are taking notes before you went out, and I continue the notes. So
okay.
you tell us the notes that you have, then I'll continue from the one I have. Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Real quick, in terms of timing, we have like 2 minutes. So just let's yeah.
Oh, great.
All right. So what we consider was looking for the demographics and the most comprehensive way to communicate information to them. What medium are they used to? What medium are they comfortable using? Storytelling, newspaper, radio, village meetings, and basically a comprehensive way to talk to age range between 50 to 70. So that was the last note I took before my internet messed up.
Okay, that's great.
That's great. Thank you. So when you dropped off, Prosper and I, we talked about having a traditional event. Okay, the event that they have been adapted to, now trying to use it to maybe as a campaign, like something we call town hall meetings. Then we'll come teach them tech, bring in the actual device we want them to see or we want them to learn. So bringing the actual device, probably the multiple of it, giving each and every one of them a prototype of it. Then this is what it does. If you press this is what happens. So like coming down to that level. And also we talked about using the language they understand. First, you don't want to teach me something. Let's say I only understand Igbo language. Jessica, please, can you move?
Go ahead, I'm muted. Right.
Okay, good. So you don't want to come and talk to me. I don't understand English, and you want to teach me something. It is all way off. So we need to come down to that level. This is one of the action items. And the high level result is that more seniors will be able to know tech. Imagine if my grandpa knows how to connect with me on Zoom. So the pandemic time will not be any issue because my granddad knows Zoom, or he can send me a picture of the band, whatever it is. So these are the high levels of results we are expecting. And we mentioned something like Prosper mentioned something like using TV shows, because they are always looking at the TV or with their radios. So if you can utilize all this media, we'll get to them. And what are we trying to achieve? For more seniors to know tech, know how to use the device.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. That's very comprehensive. That was really great discussion. So I have some follow-up questions. So your action item is, what is your action item? Basically, what are you trying to get out of this design sprint? So in a design sprint, you're either generating something, you're designing something, you are creating something, inventing something. So which of those are you trying to do by the end of this design sprint?
Okay, it is Prosper. You want to say something or just go on, please?
Okay, I think what would the solution?
So I guess my questions are, what is your action item, right? And what is the high level result? So for example, are you going to design an app that then helps other people understand tech in their own language? That's an example of one thing that you can do. Or are you planning to, create a service that has like people coming in to teach older people how to use technology? From what you said, that sounds like what you're trying to do. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Can you tell me exactly what your action item is and what is the high level result at the end of this design sprint that you want for that topic?
Okay. I think I didn't really join to.
There's Jessica, there's Tosin. Anybody have any thoughts?
Jessica is saying something, Osa.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
I can't
based
hear her.
on
I'm
how we
sorry. Go
started,
ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
based on how we started the discussion, I think the direction would be to create a service to first of all help them, understand and navigate their way through any device. So, and their learning span, it cannot be compared to that of a younger person or demographics.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what my other team members think in that direction.
I think to create a communication agency that helps businesses communicate better to elderly people. I don't think if that's the proper angle.
Okay, Prosper, I think that's a good point, but I think that's different from what I've heard Loveday and Jessica say. Do you both agree with Prosper?
Yeah, let me just narrow it down by saying it's just a human-centered design. This is the people we want to create this for, and what are the means we want to reach them. So for these elderly ones, we can create devices to teach them tech, whereas they don't even know how to use the devices. So we'll start from the grassroots. Yes, sure. So we'll start from the grassroots, which is what Jessica said, a town hall meeting, one-on-one. If one-on-one is not giving us the proficiency we need, then we can do a more collaborative work with them, with the village heads, just to try to teach them this first. The good thing is no one is too old to learn anything.
Okay, great points. Thank you. So from what I've heard, I'm going to summarize what I've heard, and then I'll ask you 2 more follow-up questions, and then we can move on to the next team, okay? So what I've heard is your design challenge statement is you want to create a service to help older persons 50 to 70 years old understand technology better. That's what you want to do. Okay. Yeah. Now, my follow-up question is, what is the opportunity? So why are they understanding? What do they get out of using your service? What are older people going to get out of using your service? So what's the opportunity there?
Okay, so let me just already say this. You know how back in the days, older people don't know how to read and write, and they get younger folks to help them read and send to their loved ones. So one of the opportunities is that they can actually easily call up a loved one, or if their kids are in the diaspora, they can easily contact, do a video call, without having to call on maybe their grandkids to help them set it up. So the opportunities are endless. That is just one of it. I'll let my teammates state the others.
Yes. We also have a more global development. Because if 77% of the African elderlies or the seniors don't know tech, then the world that is going digital, how will they cope? So the more we teach them, the more we streamline the number into a team line of people who don't know tech, in case if the world becomes digitally in economy. It's really what we want to achieve.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Thank you. So we need to move on because of time, but I think we've all had really, really great points, right? So my final question for you now is, what other considerations should I keep in mind? So we're creating a service. The service is going to be targeted towards older persons 50 to 70. And the opportunity we're trying to address is that we want them to be able to connect with their families more easily without having to depend on other people, right? So we don't want them to be dependent on other people to be able to use technology. That's the opportunity. Is there any other consideration we should think about as we create this service? So for example, where do these people live? Are they in a city? Are they in a village? How do they get access to the service? What do you think in that sense?
Direction. Okay. Yeah. I think that is a good question because how do they assess this information and all that? I think It goes a long way.
Let me help
Okay,
you,
please.
Jessica.
Let
Let me just help you there because of our time. Now,
okay, thanks.
Our considerations will be creating devices that are not so much in, because they are seniors. They might be living in the suburbs.
Okay, let me stop you there. So the consideration is, what is the consideration for this service you're creating? We're trying to narrow things down, right? And you've already told me that you're not trying to create devices or create an app for them. You're basically trying to teach them how to use existing devices with this your service. So my question is there any consideration around this service that you're creating? So if it's a service, let's say I want someone to come and teach older people, where am I going to teach them? Am I sending someone to the village? Am I sending someone to Lagos? Are they going to a school? Like, what other things should I consider about this service specifically? Does that make sense? Do you understand my question?
I think just as you have like seniors daycare, or like you said, we definitely have to design a way the service can get to these people, either by word of mouth, either by these small circles of meetings that they attend, because aside from connecting to their loved ones, they also need to be able to use device to buy stuff online, without having to go through doing too much of tech work. So one of the channels would be to do home-to-home sensitization, or meeting them one-on-one in their circles of meetings and all that.
That's perfect. That's actually great.
Yeah, we also have to consider the distance of moving around. Are we going with our equipment? Are we going every day? Is it monthly? All those things are also things we need to put into considerations.
Okay, great. Thank you. Great conversation. Everything is great. So I'm going to summarize what your design challenge statement is right now. So make sure you put a note of it, because that's what we're going to be using moving into the session. So from everything I've heard you say, you are creating in this design sprint. So by the end of today, you want to have created a service to help older people 50 to 70 years old understand technology, so that they can easily connect with their friends and family without depending on other people. And the consideration there is that it has to go to them in their homes or in their circles, wherever they are. The service goes to them, they don't go to the service, right? That is the consideration, and that's your summary moving forward, okay?
Okay.
All right, do we all agree with that?
Yes.
Perfect.
I think also.
Okay, awesome. So I don't know where group 2 is. Let me see, one sec. Let me see if we can.
I'm here.
Who was in group 2? Yes, who was in group 2?
Okay, my name is Tosin. There was supposed to be someone else, but he didn't join me. So I think I just found a way to just summarize the problem statement.
Awesome, thanks. So, okay, let's hear you then. That's fine. Let's hear you.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, the solution was to help older people find their way around.
Let me go to
so I'll just read out the statements, then explain afterwards. So the statement is to develop a smart device that enables older people between the age of 65 to 100 find their way around safely.
Okay, so smart device to help older people find their way around safely. Okay, so let's
safely, yes.
Okay, were you able to break it down a little further? So who is older people in your statement?
Okay, yeah, I mentioned 65 to 100.
Okay. Okay. My other question is, find their way around where? What are they finding their way around?
Okay, find their way around the neighborhood.
Okay.
Since it's expected that generally older people would not generally go far distance, it's an assumption. But, I'm open to conversations around it. So they will generally not go to further distance without help from maybe family members. So it's basically just finding their way around their neighborhood, the house, the closest what's it called, grocery store that is near them. Just finding their way around the neighborhood.
Okay. And okay, so what is your opportunity here? Why do you need them to be able to find their way around the neighborhood?
The opportunity is it reduces pressure on the on caregivers that are being employed for them. Then also some of these caregivers happen to be family members. So for families who are unable to afford the services of an external caregiver, it's an opportunity because the older people in the environment are somewhat semi-independent, so they're able to do some basic things. They're able to do some basic things by themselves within the environment they find themselves in. And also they can, it's a form of like exercise, so they don't have to like be stuck in one place all day, so they can take a walk around without the family, the family already to worrying that they are going to get lost or they're going to be missing. So that's the opportunity.
Great, that's really great. Okay, so are there any other considerations I should keep in mind as you're
designing? Oh yeah, the considerations is safety.
Okay.
The device has to be safe, and it has to take safety into consideration. Then it also has to leverage on I would say tools or devices that they already use. So when I'll go further and say, when I say devices, I mean things like maybe they are a wheelchair or a walker or a walking stick. So it must leverage on devices that they already make.
Okay.
And it must also account for safety.
That is great. Thank you so much, Tosin. Okay, so I'm going to summarize your statement for you, and you let me know if this is right or not. So in this design sprint, you're going to create a smart device, right? That helps older persons 65 to 100 find a way around their environment in order to reduce the dependence on family members, right?
Yes.
Okay. And your consideration is that whatever device you created has to be able to be compatible with whatever their current situation is. In terms if they are using a certain device, that your device has to be compatible with that. If they're using hearing aids, for example, if they're on a wheelchair, so your device has to be accessible. In that sense, it has to be able to like integrate with other existing devices.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And then safety is also a big consideration for you.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I think that's great. So good job, everyone. Give yourselves a big clap and a happy dance, because what you've just done is actually quite a big deal, right? So a lot of people, when they want to design, they start very vague. And when you have a really vague statement like the one you have on a screen, it's very, very difficult to design for that. And if you design for a vague statement, then there is no way of measuring to see if that statement is actually impactful or not, right? So what you've just done is you've taken a very big, vague statement and problem, and you've been able to strip it down to the basics, to something that you can actually measure. And when you're able to measure something, you can determine if that thing is impactful or not. Is it impacting people? Is it useful? And you can clearly see where it's not being useful, right? And make changes that way. So I think what we just done is literally the key to designing any really good product. You have to be able to narrow it down. You have to know exactly who you're designing for. What is the opportunity? What should the consideration for this design be? And that's now what's going to help you focus as you move on with your design sprint or your designing of that product. So what we've just done is really, really good. So kudos to you both. The other thing that this teaches us is that in design thinking and using design sprints is not just for apps, it's not just for tech, right? So a lot of people have that misconception that you only do design sprints when you're designing a tech product or a device. As we've seen today, one group is creating a service. It has nothing to do with an actual device. It's just like, this is a service. We're going to get people to go and teach other people. But you can use the same methodology of design thinking and design sprinting to do that, right? In group 2, we've seen Tosin. Tosin is actually creating a device, and we're using the same design methodology to help him do that, right? So that's the benefit of design thinking. It can be applied to any area. It can be applied to any field, okay? So good job. And now we're going to move forward to the next step. So we now both have, each group has their design challenge statement. So the next step now is to diverge, right? And so this just means that in each team, you're going to come up with as many solutions as possible to do that, okay? So for example, team 1 wants to create a service that teaches older people, right, how to use technology. There's so many ways to do that. There's so many kinds of services you can have, right? So what you want to do now is just go and brainstorm as many different services that you can come up with, okay? Same with Tosin. There's so many kind of devices that you could have, right, to help you solve that problem, that design challenge statement you've come up with. So now you want to go in and think of as many devices as possible that you can come up with. Now, once we have that, right, we are going to now create a critical user journey. And I'll explain that moving forward. Before I do that, I want to go back and see who else is in the audience that wants to come on stage, because Tosin might need a teammate, so he doesn't have to do things by himself. So in the audience, I see Chooks. Hi, Chooks. Would you like to come up and join us? I'm putting you on the spot, but yeah. Okay, so think about it. If you want to come up and join us, then please do. Okay. Do we have any questions so far? No questions. All right. So the next step now, what we'll do is, before we get into critical user journeys, I want us to take 5 minutes. Individually, we all know what our design challenge statement is now because we've narrowed it down. So we're going to do something called Crazy 8s. I don't have it here, but Crazy 8s, basically what you do is come up with 8 different ideas in 5 minutes, okay? So for group 1, Love Day by yourself, think about 8 different sort of services that you can create for that problem that you have. Jessica will do the same, okay? And then for group 2, Tosin, you think about 8 different devices that you can possibly come up with. No need to go into how they work, just think about it, like higher level, here's something that we could do, right? Now, once we each have our 8s, what we'll do is each group will discuss and then select their number 1 from all those solutions that all of you have thought of in that group. And we'll do it by voting. I'll help you out. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Any questions? No questions.
Please, yes,
okay.
Sorry. Please, can you come again with the 8 crazy 8s again?
So it's called Crazy 8s. Actually, let me see if I have I thought I had a slide on here with that, but I deleted it. So Crazy 8s is basically what we're going to take 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes, come up with as many as many ideas for a service that you can think of for that your problem statement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And Tosin, you're going to do the same. So take 5 minutes, let's do that. When we come back, we'll vote for the best idea in each group. And then that's what we're now going to use to go to our critical user journey phase. Okay. Okpe, are you there? Can we have 5 minutes on the clock? And
okay. Okay, so like team 1, team 2, that's Tosin. Would you like to hold your, if Tosin is holding his own session separately, then the other team members can just have their discussion here.
No, we don't need to break into groups. We're each doing it in our heads, right? We're doing it by ourselves, so it's fine that we're here. But Ope, what I actually need is that document from yesterday. Can we pull that up so that we can take notes on each person's solution idea, and then we're gonna have to vote on that.
Okay, that will come up now. We have 3 more minutes.
Yeah. $15 more minutes. Okay. How many more minutes do we have? We can come back. We can come back because we don't have that much time.
Yeah, we can come back now. I think 5 minutes is up already.
Okay, so let's come back, everyone. Ope, could you put that document on the screen, please?
Okay, so it's on now. Can you see it?
Yes, I see it. Okay, great. So I'm gonna create so this is Crazy Eggs. So group 1, can you tell me all the ideas you came up with? Let's start with Love Day. I see you. How many service ideas did you come up with?
Okay. We have town hall conferences.
Okay.
Indigenous journal, like trying to write these teachings in a journal, but with their language, sharing it like newspaper around. One-on-one classes, visiting these elderlies at home and having classes with them one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Radio teaching at the cool of the evening when all of them are with their radio sets, the learning comes.
Mm-hmm.
A technological festival, the same way they have their New Yam Festival, they have their Agungu Festival, we can have a tech festival, trying to acquaint them with all this. Actually, I ran out of time. I only have 5.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Jessica, how about you?
I have so let me just run it. So I have the town meeting service. So,
okay, so
that
you have this already.
The town meeting thing where we send an agent to come around when they're having town meeting. Then I have the radio program where they can call in and ask if they are having issues with the device, with teaching them is different thing. If they have questions and all that, so they can call in like a calling dialect program using their language. Then the word of mouth. The word of mouth will be your neighbor already is very good with using this device. So they can help you, like teach you more, teach my neighbor, something like that. Then I have like the market day centers for rural area where you have market days. So we have an agent at this market that you can approach for more knowledge on, or if you're having difficulties, so like a support system. I think that is all I have for now.
Okay, that's great. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay,
all right, so
sorry,
we're gonna.
Sorry, please. So I have one Alajo service. Just as you have the Ajo, the money and tax chief collectors. So if we can have a service like that where they go to, we have a collaboration with most of these chief collectors who are very vast with the service and educate them why collecting money from them as well. So that's all.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to narrow this down by voting on the ideas we like the most. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of us, right? And so each person gets, let's see, each person gets 2 votes. Okay, so look at, is everyone seeing the white screen? Okay, perfect. Okay, so first of all, we're going to pick an emoji. Who wants the first star emoji? Because I'm going to put your name next to it. Love Day, I'll give it to you. I don't have time, so I'm going to move on. The next is going to go to Jessica. The next is going to go to Prosper. And the next one is going to go to Tosin. Okay? So now each of you has 2 votes. So Love Day, which of these ideas do you want to vote for? Which is the top one that you think will have the most impact if we do this right now?
Okay, we'll go with the town hall meeting.
Okay. 1
vote. My last vote will go to one-on-one classes. Will actually go a long way.
Awesome. Okay, Jessica, which one do you want to go with?
I'll pick the peer-to-peer teaching, word of mouth, and the radio teaching as well.
Okay, where's radio? Where's it? Okay. All right, Prosper, which one do you want to go with?
I like the indigenous journals in your language.
Okay, what's your second vote?
And the technological festival.
Okay. Tosin, which vote? Which would you like to vote for? Tosin, are you there? Hello? Okay, he's not there. So this is not helpful because we don't have a tie. So if Tosin is not there, each of us now has 3 votes. So you people have 1 more vote, 1 extra vote. So Love Day, which would you like to vote for next?
Tech festival.
You can actually vote. So the idea is you can vote for the same thing if that's like you think you really, really like it. Okay. FYI, just saying that. So the Tech Festival, okay. Yeah. Jessica, what would you like to vote for?
The town hall conference.
Where is that? Okay. Prosper, what would you like to vote for? Prosper. This is difficult. Prosper, are you there?
Very difficult.
This is hard because people are not responding. Okay.
Hello, Prosper. Are you there?
It's okay. In the interest of time, we're going to take the one with the most votes. Well, it's kind of biased now because Prosper doesn't have his votes. But again, I guess this whole thing is just to teach us how to do it. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. So the 2 with the most votes are these are the 2 with the most votes. Okay. And so just to tie break, I'm going to tie break. Actually, okay, you should tie break it. Which would you like to vote for out of those 2?
Okay, so I'll vote for hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll vote for the town hall conferences.
Okay. Great. All right, so we've just done a round of crazy 8, and for group 1, this is the solution that you're going to go with. And what we're learning here is that this is all different perspectives, right? So everyone has put in their best ideas. We've all thought through the entire process, and now together as a team, we're voting for the best one, okay? And now we've arrived from that huge vague statement, we've now arrived at one specific solution that we can actually build out and test. Does that make sense? Okay, great. So moving forward to our critical user journey phase, this is what we're going to move forward with. So this is what we'll sketch on. This is what we're going to create our storyboards on. And eventually, this is what we're going to validate with users. Okay. Any questions? Awesome. Tosin, you are supposed to be group 2, and we're supposed to work on your idea, but I don't know if you're here. So in the interest of time, we'll move on without Tosin, okay? And I'm gonna move to the next screen. Okay, so what we've just done is diverge. So diverge just means go our separate ways, think about ideas, then come back and decide on the one that we wanna move with, okay? So now, thank you to group 1, we have how do we design town hall conferences to help older persons 50 to 70 years old learn how to use technology so that they can be less dependent on their loved ones and their family. Do you see that? So that's now a full-blown statement, very specific on what we are designing, who we're designing for, and what the impact is going to be. Okay? So now the next phase is called critical user journeys. A critical user journey, think of it like, you know, the visualizing of a process that a person has to go through to accomplish a goal. Okay, and I'll explain the example there later on. So think about the path that a user takes to accomplish their goal using your product or using your service. Okay, so for example, with your product now, if let's say I have my grandma and I want my grandma to learn about tech, how do I reach out to you? How do I ask for your service? How do we go through that whole process of, oh, my grandma knows nothing about tech, to getting your service, to the end when they now fully understand what tech is? Okay, so that's what we call a critical user journey. How does the user go from 0, I have no idea what this product or service is, to I know about this product or service, now I know how to use the product or service, and now I've achieved my goal. Okay, that's what we're going to do next. So in the example we're seeing here on screen, this is an example of someone who wants to go to the movies. Okay, she wants to go to the movies. Her end goal, her expectation, her opportunity is that I'm going to watch a really great movie. I'll learn something new from my movie.
Hey,
so the critical...
I'm not sure we are seeing your screen.
Oh, you're not?
There's a new screen showing Osa screen share. So if you check, it's different from the whiteboard we were writing on before. So can you see it now? It's showing critical user journey.
No, not yet up. I'm just
it's
seeing
yellow.
the...
Just double click it.
Just double click on one. Just check one of the screens there, the one with the yellow design. Then just double click on it so it can expand.
Yes, fine. Thank you.
Okay, so does everyone see my screen now? Jessica, do you see my screen?
No, I can't. Sorry, what do you say we should do? Click on...
There's a screen with, just double click on it. There's one of the screens that has different participants. It has like a yellow stuff with text on it. So just double click on it.
I'm not seeing it. But don't worry, I'm listening. I can't see.
No, you have to see it because it's an example. It shows you
okay.
step-by-step example. So it's important for you to be able to see it. So if you look down where you see my face, Love Day, you see everyone. There should be a screen there that has a yellow background. Just double click that screen.
I don't know. I can't.
Okay, how about you remove your own screen?
Okay.
Just remove the other screen. Yeah, let's try it that way. No, not yourself, your screen. Okay, Jessica, what do you see now?
It's blank. I'm not seeing anything, sincerely. I'm actually trying to... Go on, don't worry. No, I will catch up. All the screens I'm seeing are just you guys.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and start sharing again. How about that? Let me stop.
Can you imagine our host is very
Okay, I can see now. I can see it
Okay,
now.
great. All right, so we're talking about critical user journeys. So this is an example of how someone goes from zero, I have no idea about your product or service, to I'm using it and now I have gotten the impact from using that service. This is an example of someone who wants to go to the movies. I chose a very basic example so we can all follow along. So the first step is I have to decide, right? I have to look up what movie is even showing in the theaters right now. Okay, what movie is showing in the theaters? What movie do I want to see? They now have to buy a ticket to the movie. They will drive to the movie theater, sit down on their seat, watch a movie. After watching the movie, they drive home. It's basically step by step. So think about baking a cake. You have to buy the eggs, right? You have to mix the ingredients. You have to put them in the oven before your your cake comes out. So that's what a critical journey is, user journey, and that's what we're gonna do next. I don't know if time will allow us to finish it. But basically what I want your group to do, you and Loveday, is go sit down and think about what is the step-by-step process. What task does a user have to take in order to be able to know about our service, use our service, and then eventually get the impact from our service. So that's the next phase now. Any questions? Any questions?
No question.
Okay. All right. So let's do that. We'll take 5 minutes to do that. You can use this. Yeah.
Okay, I think we should use this room because the time is up. If they leave this room, they might not be able to reconnect again. So let's just finish everything while they're on this room. Hello. Okay, I said I'll recommend that people stay on this room while they perform that exercise because the time of the session is almost up. If they leave this room, they might not be able to join again because it won't show on the session list to be able to join once the time is up. Hello, Osa, you're mute. Your mic is on mute, Osa.
Hello. Hello. Okay.
Okay. So Osa is excusing us so that we can work on the activity. Then she will be back soon.
So are we starting now?
Yes, you can go ahead. 5 minutes. So just 5 minutes. Like in 5 minutes, the session will continue.
Okay. So Love Day, are we to brainstorm here or separately then come back together?
You just have to separately
Continue.
do, yes,
Okay.
separately.
Okay.
What are the what are the journey map?
Map.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I understand. No problem.
I'm back. I don't know if you can hear me. Great.
I don't know, to be 5 minutes.
So if you're done, then we can move on. We don't have time.
Okay, I think it's just 1 minute for 5 minutes to be on. So if we are done, we can just go on.
Okay, so we can start with you.
Yeah.
So walk through your steps and I'll take notes. And then Jessica, if you have any step that he talks about, just let me know. So that way we're filling the gaps. We don't have to do it again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So quickly, I have announcements. First of all, they need to know what the program is all about. They need to understand what we are trying to do. So there's going to be like an attraction, something that will attract them. Announcement will follow. And probably you say, hey, you're going to have a free sign up and a free t-shirt. All the seniors and elderlies will have a free t-shirt, probably like this one I'm wearing. You now see no tech. So we share it around and you come around, we'll give you a bottle of Coke. So now that is the entry point. Now they have already entered, you have gotten their attention. Then while they are already with you, then you start teaching them. That is their learning. They start having knowledge, you start equipping them. And let's say 2 to 3 weeks, they're already equipped. Then what happens again, you are going to give them a certificate, something that they can know, oh, I have this, after learning this is what I have, like a memory to whatever they have learned. So that's the process I've been thinking, okay, attract them with something, teach them and all that.
Okay, this is all great, but let me point some things out, okay? And then we'll move to Jessica and then we'll come back. So what you've done is good, but this is from your perspective. So you are the one who's creating the service. So you're thinking about what you need to do for that service. But the goal of a design sprint or design thinking is to think about it from the user's perspective, right? So the person that is going to be using your product, what is it that they need to do? And what is that opportunity to make it easy for them to do those things? Do you understand? So all of this makes sense. You need to do this, but we need to think about our user. That's the whole point. Who's the older person? What steps does that older person have to take to be able to use your service? That's what we need here. Okay. All right. So Jessica, can we hear you?
Okay. So since we are talking about seniors and there's the assumption that there's been publicity on the service already. So let's say a senior wants to talk to us or need more info about the product. What they do is, since they have their phones. So irrespective of the fact that the phone is smartphone or not, they have a short code that they can call. Let's say 111, a short code that they can remember. If they pick 111, they get a prompt messaging that says, in your language, which of the language you want to talk? 1 for Igbo, 2 for English, and the rest. So the next step is when they pick their preferred language, you get somebody 2 ways. It's like they get automatic person that responds to them immediately and asks them questions, because they might not have that time to start doing press 1 if you have a time want to make inquiry, press 2. So immediately they put that code and they pick their preferred language. They have a customer service at the other end. They're saying, what do you want? Do you want us to come to your home? Are you having issues using this? Do you want to load data on your phone? Want us to do automatic? Because data is also a big thing if they are to connect with loved ones. So that's just the user flow that I feel, that I came up with anyway.
Okay, Jessica, good job. So I think that's really good because, again, you're thinking about what the user has to do. So they call, get a short code, get a message, someone guides them to what they want, and then you move forward from that. So yes, that's good. That's good thinking. But a critical user journey needs to be more granular, even more granular than this. I think what we have is good, but you literally need like the step by step, like go to the store, open the fridge, pick out an egg, break the egg. That's literally what you need for critical user journey. Because you know why? All of your designs, when you start to sketch a storyboard, all those designs are going to be based on that journey.
I actually listed it in that way, but I did, because of time, I just said use a shortcode, type 111 on your phone.
Yeah.
You pick your preferred language, and somebody talked to you, and I think I was how far I could break it, but I can.
But that's good. I think you understand. As long as you understand the concept of what I'm saying, I think it's fine. But I think, yeah. So you have a good here.
Break it down.
Break it down into step by step. And the goal here now is to think about. So Loveday has told me his own stuff. You've told me your own stuff. Now the goal would be to look at it and see where the gaps are. Okay. So for example, Loveday has announcements. How are the older people going to see that announcement? Where are they going to see it? How do they get access to that announcement? That's a step that's missing that you should now include in this process. Do you understand? Yeah, so that's the goal. So each person goes away, breaks it down into CUJs. Then you both come back, talk about it, and see where the gaps are, and then fill in the gaps. Now, once you have like a full-on journey from end to end, from beginning to end, that is full, all the gaps have been closed, then that's when you move to the next phase, which is this.
Okay.
You move to the next phase, which is, okay, how much more time do I have?
Was supposed to end by 5:50, so we might need to just
yeah, so I'll wrap it up. Okay, great. So that's when you move to the next phase, which is the storyboarding. Storyboarding is basically just sketching, like an actual designer. It doesn't have to be high fidelity. It can just be a pen and a pencil, sketching it, drawing the people. You can draw stick figures and showing them in each phase, and that's basically what you do by the end of your design sprint. Once you have those sketches, you can now go in and make it high fidelity. You can now use those sketches and now test, validate that idea with all that person. So that's where research comes in, which is the final step, okay? So with the research, you then say, you take your sketches, go to a group of older people. Let's say you go to the market and say, hey, we're thinking of doing this idea. Here's what we're thinking. You show it to them. What do you think? Is there anything you need? Is there any other thing we should add to this process? You ask them questions, okay? That validates your idea, and that gives you ideas on how to make it better, because they are the ones who are going to be using that service. So you want their input into that service. Yeah. Okay. So in summary, because we don't have any more time, I'm going to skip the remaining activities. But in summary, I think we've done a great job in this session, day 1 and day 2. And I really want to thank you all for participating. We've been able to go from, trying to share my screen here. We've been able to go from one big, huge, high-level idea. We've been able to understand the problem space, break down that idea, create a very specific design challenge statement, and then create a critical user journey around that statement, okay? Now, what we've been able to do from day 1, day 2 is now you have something that you can actually go and sit down with your group of users and say, hey, what do you think about this? Once you've validated that idea, now you can start building it, spending money, doing all the announcements and all of that stuff. So I think this was great. It was great to have each and every one of you on stage. Thank you for participating, and I hope you were able to learn something out of this.